we have been seeing not just an increase in the country, also globally. So there's been an increase, and if you look at the type of attacks that are being faced, in addition to there being, should I say, in addition to the increase, there's also an increase in the sophistication of the attacks. So we come up from the very basic attacks, which maybe might just be simple or can be sorted out through small or easy gatekeeper processes, to very, very sophisticated attacks. So as a country, now some of the things that we need to think about are how prepared are we? How prepared are we, and how prepared are we to play in this global space? Because the attacks are not just coming from Kenya. These cyber securities, because of the nature of the world we operate in, they are coming from other countries. You might hear an attack came from Russia, might come even from another African country. So how prepared are we for the world in which we live, or in which we are moving to? So I think it's very timely to have a discussion about cybersecurity at this point, and to just take stock of where are we and where do we want to go. So from a Kenyan perspective, I know we have had a cybersecurity strategy that was put in place about 5 years ago in 2014. I guess it was a good way forward at the time, but it is timely to have another cybersecurity strategy be put in place at this particular moment in time. It needs to be a forward-looking strategy that just doesn't take care of the now. We need to look about, when we talk about other emerging issues in technology, such as the Internet of Things, such as AI, so how robust will the technology, will the strategy be in terms of covering all these areas? We've also talked about the legal and, should I say, legislative framework. And the honorable member, the chairman of the committee, Honorable Kisang, has talked about the law that was put in place. It had its flaws, but it also perhaps was a move in the right direction, because one of the things that we also face is the fact that a lot of these cybersecurity related offenses cannot be prosecuted because we don't have the proper legal framework for it. I saw very many instances where cybersecurity attacks, guys used to try and fit them into a scenario where you're trying to look for an old offense, like access of a telecommunication system, and this is actually a cyber crime. So when you're trying to prove it, it becomes very difficult, and as a result, a lot of people have gotten away with should I say, cyber attacks in the past, because we don't actually have the proper legislative framework for engaging or for dealing with them. Now, before I hand over the mic, just moving closer and ending with Safaricom. So as Safaricom, of course, cybersecurity is very critical for us, being an ICT organization and having to deal, should I say, a very big part of our dealing is in information. So as a result, cybersecurity is very critical for us. So as a result, we look at cybersecurity in terms of three things. So the things that we concentrate on are on confidentiality, on integrity, and on availability of our systems. We have a number of gatekeeper processes to ensure that our cybersecurity remains, should I say, up to scratch. So in addition to several internal teams that take care of this, both internal and external auditors as well. So we look at things like technology, our risk team. I've talked about internal and external auditors. We have ISO certification also that takes care of this, and specifically two ISO standards. One for information security, and as well another one for business continuity, which are very related. And our focus usually is on prevention, on detection, and on response of both physical and logical systems. I think I'll end it at that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Good morning. Yeah, I will look at cybersecurity in a different way, because it's touching on the Kenyans and the citizens Dr. Wangila, please introduce you. Fernando, I introduce myself as an animal, Pink Panther. My name is Dr. Wangila, Head of ICT, Deputy Director in charge of ICT at NTSA. And I'm sure all of you have known in the recent past who are visited by the guys who are visiting today here. This is NIS and there's the CID who are DCI now. Yeah, but I'll talk about that later on. I was talking about how we should look at cybersecurity because it touches on the Kenyans. We should look at it as cyber safety. Of course, it's about how safe you are when you are online or using any electronic device. So, looking at it from the point of cyber safety. And just to look at the laws that were there earlier, there's the Kenya Information Communication Act and the Penal Code, which was a regulation that already criminalized the several cyber crimes. But this is already outdated. So you're looking at a law that is 1998, and like our Traffic Act is 1948, yet the laws have changed. We have a problem with our lawyers who don't get involved when projects are being done, any type of projects, especially the bigger projects like the ICT-related projects. And this law, in my view, would have been amended to increase the penalties and do what we are doing today as the Computer and Cybercrime Act is doing. But I have another problem with the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act and the Data Protection Bill, which are domiciled in different places, yet they have cross-cutting issues. So you find the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act is under the Interior, and then there is a Data Protection Bill, which is coming from the ICT Ministry. In my view is that as KicTernet, if we have these particular policies and laws domiciled together, then we will sort out most of the problems that we are having. Otherwise, you find institutions, especially government, deal with their ministry. And you can ignore another ministry just because you are assuming that that is not your law. We are yet again to sensitize Kenyans on the aspect of computer misuse and security and data privacy. People at a level of an organization, and Safaricom have just spoken about it, you're looking at it from a traditional perspective, the principles of CIA, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability, is more of internal facing. But on the other hand, our citizens operate on the level of password hygiene. For them, password is equated to an underwear. You should not let people see it, change it often, and never share it with strangers. That is how Kenyans know about cyber security. They think of password only. So you remember that, talk about it in future. And in our regions, there are two types of organizations. There are those who have suffered a cyber attack. And then there are those who are yet to suffer a cyber attack. That is long time ago. Let me tell you where we are today, the state today. We have those that have suffered a cyber attack and those that have suffered a cyber attack and they don't know. And I will say as NTSA, I feel that way. You might have suffered and you don't know. You just think things are okay. And that is the point where you need to believe and say that you need to have a good strategy on cybersecurity. Most organizations work overtime on patching laws, and there are those who are grappling with different laws, local standards, those who are grappling with national standards, others who are looking at industry-specific laws like the banking sector, because they look at a personal level rather than the the national and international. Then there are those who are grappling with international laws like GDPR, those people who work with those people who are abroad and yet they're in Kenya. So they grapple because Kenya is not really looking at that international aspect and putting these things together. My conclusion, we need to move as a region to create policies and laws that look at cybersecurity from a risk perspective. Risks evolve every day. And each day, since innovation is moving faster than the laws being created, then we need really to bring the people who create the laws closer to the people who innovate. Like IoT, everything is connected at the level of the component. You find the CCTV cameras, if you buy them from China, there's a common component inside there that sends back information to China. Just the same way Microsoft, when you say that do you want to report this mistake, it sends the whole state of the computer back to Microsoft. That means that you don't know what you are losing in terms of privacy of your data, back to whoever sold you. These devices, cameras, even bulbs of houses. There are some bulbs you buy that they have a camera, you don't know, you are looking for the light. Vehicles also do that. In the medical area, I've seen what are they called? The lenses, the contact lenses that zoom. I can zoom to take a photograph because I have a lens. Or even look and take a template of a fingerprint of someone. When you're thinking biometric is safe, I can zoom and take your finger and save it as a template and use it later. As you've seen, the recent accident of the Ethiopian airline is because of a system malfunction and somebody couldn't override. The only thing I can override today is my microwave. When I'm boiling tea, I have to time because I've never gotten the exact timing. So I beep and pull the door open. That's the only override I have. We should sensitize our Kenyans on cyber safety. Examples like my organization, we have 3-factor authentication. We send you a code to your phone. We send you have a password. You have your mother's maiden name when you're registering. But I have a big problem. If you have a newspaper today and you read somebody who has died because of our Kenyan traditions, they talk everything about their family. Somebody says your mother was this, then the guys who are stealing read that and go and open an account. And maybe you had cars, especially the Kenyan men who don't want to share to their wives what they own. Somebody else will go and read that and go open an account and transfer those vehicles. So those are the things that bother us very much. And our culture just accepts us to talk about when we are mourning the bereaved, writing information everywhere we have. And lastly, our greatest vulnerability comes when the legal people don't get involved and focus on the key areas during the development stage of projects. We should think about the risk aspect with the era of IoT, where the bridging divide between physical and virtual laws. Do you know we are looking at physical laws more than the virtual law that is coming? Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, Daktari.
My name is Dr. Catherine. Catherine is a vital. I'm the CEO of the Institute of Connectivity.
Test.